Hello my friends and welcome back to the channel. In this video I'm going to be making some skins. I'm going to take you a little bit through my process, and I'm also going to just ramble on completely. It's definitely a Halloween video and not the 2nd of November video. So yeah, I'm making spooky skins. I'm also going to be unspookifying some spooky skins. But ignore that as well. I just need to make some spooky skins and not spooky skins for the demise SMP. So that's a thing. You can see right here this entire skin I've been talking about this. A lot of them I'm just going to be retexturing people's skins, but actually one at the end was an entire skin in itself. I've kind of missed out going through the process on this one, but you can see, cool fiery face. I made it slightly see-through, which was awesome. It turns out that doesn't actually work though, so I did have to change it slightly, but it still looks awesome in theory. Next up I've got this skin, which in hindsight actually kind of looks like a Evil Dream skin. I didn't notice it at the time, but I did notice when I started to recolor it that actually I wanted to recolor it blue so that it was sorry, that was my Discord notification. I wanted to colour it blue instead of green so it didn't just look like a dream skin. But hey, I think it was actually supposed to be a dream skin. So you can see I've tried to keep the exact same texture by choosing the darkest colour, then filling in the darkest colour, and pressing the button to make it go one stage brighter to fill in the next stage brighter that's on there. And you've got to appreciate this man for also having a G on his shirt. If this person makes it into the Demise SMP, I'm 100% going to have to invite them to my team, because G. But anyway, I think that's very simply the process for recoloring skins like this, which is what a fair amount of this is, to be honest. So it's time to just ramble on about random shit. I don't know what to say. I've been struggling to get out content a little bit recently because I've got something called a cervical rib, which is just basically a weird medical condition where I've got a rib in my neck that's causing me some pain. I'm going through quite a lot of physiotherapy at the moment and all sorts of stuff, so it's gonna be harder for me to make high quality videos. Probably gonna be a while before I can get an LP out, because it's just like, it's really hard to sit down for a long time at once, especially since actually it also cuts off part of the blood supply to my arm, so I'm just really struggling at the moment. So hopefully you can appreciate what I can get out and not be mad at me for having a rib in my neck. Okay, so this next one, someone wanted their skin to be turned into a demon, but they specifically asked me to try and keep it really simple, plain 8-bit for some reason. Don't ask me, but so that's what I did. Made their skin red, turned their hair black, red eyes, and you'll see in a little bit obviously I gave them horns. It took me a few tries to get these horns right, but I think they turned out pretty well in the end. And you'll see in a little moment that I make the shirt look all torn up. And now I make another demon later, and you'll see that with torn shirts, one thing that's quite good to do is to use the second layer to add like some tassels and stuff that are hanging off. But he specifically asked me not to do that, and that he doesn't want to have any second layer. I don't get it. He says they look too realistic when they've got an outer layer to them. So since I do kind of need to keep it looking like his skin, then it works just fine, to have a less detailed, basically just a less detailed version of a regular skin. Here's the next one. This one was already an evil looking one, so because it was like the red and stuff, so I just turned it green. You know, pretty simple procedure to turn red to green. Obviously had this whole outer layer that I just thought, screw it, I'll just remove it. It's easier. It looks pretty cool underneath. It really looked like he already had a Halloween skin on, and he asked me to make it spookier. So I don't know. And I hate that I had that advert that you can see at the bottom literally this whole time. Like, I was making skins for like 11 hours. Okay, and the entire time all I could get was the stupid Halloween Peppa Pig advert. It just annoys me so much. As you can see, I'm almost finished with this one now, just adding some outer layers, and what am I doing now? Oh, more outer layers, just, you know, giving it some depth. See, look how great that looks with just a little bit of depth. I don't understand you, CT. Why did you want it to be so flat? I don't know if you're even watching this, but if you are, why did you want it so flat? I don't understand. Next person. This person also wanted a demon, except luckily for this one, I could make it HD. Absolutely beautifully evil. So you can see I kept the texture in the hair, and then turned the face red, also again keeping the texture in the skin. And it's time to rip up that shirt. Does that sound weird? I feel like it might sound weird. Oh no, we're adding horns first. Okay. So I just didn't realise quite how different the horns that I did were, but they definitely look best with that little curl, I think. This is actually, I already made this skin from scratch a long time ago for my friend Paraffinity. Check out his channel. Actually, their channel, there's 3 people that work on it. But this is the skin that one of them has. And what you're about to see is me adding this second layer. All the little strings and stuff hanging off. And you see just how amazing that looks. The reason he's got like the stripiness and stuff, it would make a lot of sense if you saw his logo. You know, I'll probably put it on screen right now. There you go. You can tell, you know, that's what his logo is. You know, I've just made a hoodie with his logo on, really. Right, muscles. I think those muscles look absolutely awesome. I'm probably like almost the most proud of this one. I don't know, probably second most proud of this one, because the one that I did from scratch was pretty awesome. As I said, go and check out Paraffinity. Their content is great. They do a very large variety of things, because they've got 3 people. They play all sorts of games, all sorts of funny stuff. I do really recommend it. Anyway, this skin is really starting to come together now. We're nearing the end, and I think it's just masterpiece. It's beautiful as a demon can be. Got the claws and everything, and I still kept red and blue eyes. Next up, in my murder mystery last week, you saw my friend Shadow. I'm making him a skin, and because I'm going all out with this one, I have decided to really go all out, and I've made a mood board and everything with inspiration pictures just to make sure that it, you know, really looks good. To be honest, I don't know how necessary it was, because pretty much the only one that I ever used for reference was the purple one, his actual logo. Yeah, I didn't mean the purple one, I meant his actual logo is pretty much the only one that I ever used for reference. This last bit of the video is probably going to drag out quite a bit, because it took me a long time to make this. But here we go. You can see I started with just a purple face, because he asked me to make like basically make the person that's in his logo. I'll put the logo up now. You can see I started with a draft, but I just kind of scrapped that idea because that one, as I started making it, just didn't work out. But I still went for a similar idea, except I started with the balaclava rather than the hood. And you'll see that this eventually goes on to be the final one. Honestly, there was less undoing on this one than I'd expected. When you make skins from scratch, I feel like most of the time you end up just scrapping everything at some point. Like every single piece of it gets scrapped at some point. But honestly, no, this one went pretty well in my opinion. As you can see, I also did it quite. I was gonna say I did it quite quickly. It took me like 3 hours to make, but like there was very little hesitation in this really, and yeah, I just really like this one. Shadow really likes it. This one was a total win. I'm not sure what more to talk about, so I'm just gonna let you enjoy the music for a little bit. You can see right here I did what I was talking about before, where I chose a dark colour and then I filled in all the darkest bits, then I went brighter a stage and brighter a stage to keep the exact same texture, because using the auto texturizer that I use on everything just doesn't really look good. And then this, putting the green around the feet, was something that I was skeptical about, but I do like it, because it's like a camouflage thing, you know? Like he's going to be walking around and his feet are going to kind of blend into the grass and all that, and especially with adding all of the hilly terrain and the moss in the new update. At this point you can really start to see the finished product start to fall into place. I don't end up, you can see I'm doing little, this is quite similar to what I had on my old skin, with like all the magical power stuff bubbling from the hands, except I also used the outer layer to give it a third dimension, you know. But I don't actually end up doing the rest of the arms until right at the end. I really couldn't think of what to do for the arms. Eventually I did just kind of give up and make it match the rest. Same with the little strap going across the middle. I saw quite a lot of the Quite a lot of the ones that I had on my board used the strap across the middle, but I just couldn't get that to work properly. You can see I added some red dots to it. I don't even know what that is, if I'm being honest. And right here you can see same technique, choosing the dark color and keeping the exact same texture by pressing the brighter button that the skin editor that I use has. At this point, I could tell it needed some red, but I clearly did not know how to implement it. I really thought that adding red would definitely add a lot, but this was not the right way to add it. You can see me just trying to change the shape over and over again, and it just never really worked out. So, you know, I realized that actually, while I was trying to do a really quick version, that actually just doing little splatters of blood honestly makes it more intimidating than a giant S on the back. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching this far into the video. If you're still here, please be sure to hit that subscribe button because it means so much more than you can possibly imagine, because I am a small YouTuber. Anyway, I've been GlitchSipGSTGM, you've been awesome, and I'll see you next time.